I'm Anuja.
And I'm Hital, and today we're making another wonderful South Indian breakfast item, Idlis. And Idlis are super soft, super delicious, and we'll show you how to make them.
And we've had so many requests for them.
Exactly.
And here's what you need. 2 cups of idli rava or cream of rice, 1 cup urad dal, half cup cooked rice, 1 teaspoon salt, approximately 1 1/4 cups of water, 1 teaspoon fenugreek seeds.
So for our idli, it's a multi-step process. The first of which is soaking your dal and your idli rava. So we had urad dal that we've soaked overnight with our methi. So you wash the urad dal very well until it runs clear, and then you fill it up with your whatever bowl you're soaking it in. Just fill it up with water, enough water to go well over the top, and you can add your teaspoon of methi into it and then let it sit overnight. Same thing with the idli rava. You wash it, it's very powdery, so it's a little difficult to wash, but if you pour water in there and just swish it around and then let it sit for just like a minute, all the weight of the rice will settle to the bottom and you get just clear water. So you can run it off once or twice and that's good enough. So now we have our soaked dal. We're going to add it into our blender. And we're going to grind this dal with a little bit of water. We're going to keep adding a little at a time and let it continue grinding.
Okay, it's come to a very, very smooth paste, and we're going to pour it in a bowl that we're going to ferment it in. Here we're just using a glass bowl so that it's just easier for you to see it. But it's better to use a stainless steel one, or because that just helps ferment better, because it's a conductor of electricity and just heats up a little better and retains it as well. So it just rises a little better in that. Okay, and we're going to add in the blender the cooked rice.
And here we have our soaked idli rava, and it's still got a little bit of the water in it. What we're going to do is just take a little bit and squeeze out all the water from it. And we're going to add just a little bit in with the cooked rice just to help it grind.
Okay. Just a little bit. Okay, again another smooth paste is what we're looking for. And we're going to add this to the urad batter.
Okay, and the remainder of our idli rava, I'm just going to drain off the excess water. If you let it sit, again, the weight of the rice settles to the bottom and the top is just water. But we need to squeeze out all the water from here, so just squeeze out the water and add it to the rest of the batter.
So this is actually a 2-3 day process. So you have to pre-plan, but if you do it stepwise, it's not very hard. It's, for a lot of people, it's a routine. So,
it is, really.
Yes. And in this, we're going to add in salt in the batter. It's 1 teaspoon, approximately.
Now we're going to mix this all together with our hands. People swear that you should use your hands because this is going to be fermented, and the warmth from your hands actually starts a fermentation process. So just whip it up nice and light and fluffy, and you can incorporate the dal and the rava as well as the salt. And once it's nicely mixed, we can cover it and keep it in a warm place and let it ferment overnight. Now, if it's winter, like it is in many places when you're trying to do this, you can also make use of your oven. Just warm up your oven to about 180 degrees and switch it off, and then you can leave your bowl with your batter covered inside of it, and that warmth will also help the fermentation process happen.
Yes, and it's 180 degrees Fahrenheit. And the other idea somebody had given us was an electric blanket. Just putting it in an electric blanket and just leaving it overnight or something. That's another great way of doing it. So we're going to cover it and we're going to put it in the oven and we're going to let it ferment, and we'll take care of it tomorrow.
So our batter is ready now. It's fermented overnight and it has risen quite a bit. And if you cut into it, you can see nice bubbles. And this is what makes the idli nice and fluffy and soft. But this batter right now, as it is, it's a little too thick to cook, so we're still going to need to add a little bit more water in here. And if you need, you can add a little salt according to your taste.
So we're going to pour enough water for it to drip. You know, we want the batter to be of dripping consistency. And also once you mix it, it flattens out a little bit and it's okay. There you go.
Perfect.
Perfect. Alright, we checked the salt as well. And here we have an idli stand. And this is a non-stick one, so we don't have to oil it. But if you do have one of the stainless steel ones, you do need to just coat it with a little bit of oil. So just so that the idli doesn't stick and it comes off easily. Okay, we're going to start from the bottommost tray. And we're going to just spoon in a ladle full. Now don't overfill it. Best thing to do is, you know, just have it, let it have some room to grow and puff up, because it will. Alright, now we're going to just put it into the stand over here. And now the key is to get it alternating. The idlis, see the idlis over here, the next one will have the holes. So it should not be one on top of the other. That way it has room to grow and this part is not blocking the idli at the bottom. So you're going to fill up the rest and we're going to put it in here. Meanwhile, we have a pressure cooker over here or just another big stock pot, whatever you have is good. Just where the idli stand can go in, and it has place for the steam to escape. And we've got about an inch of water in there, just so that it doesn't, you know, it doesn't drown the idlis, just so it touches the bottom or just a little lower than that. Alright,
so all our idlis are nicely stacked up. We're going to put our stand in the pressure cooker, or again, any stock pot, and we'll set our timer for 15 minutes. So let it go, and if you're using a pressure cooker, remember you don't put the weight or the whistle on top, you do it without it. Set your timer for 15 minutes and switch it off, and we'll check on it later.
Right, 15 minutes, and we're going to open up our pressure cooker. Wow.
They look nice and spongy.
Yeah, they do. They look excellent. And very carefully, I'm going to take it out. And since this is a non-stick idli stand, I'm going to use a plastic knife because I don't want to scratch up my stand. And just slightly loosen the edges.
Can I use the pan?
There you go.
If you're using a regular idli stand, which is the stainless steel one, and you spray some cooking oil, you can also use a spoon and just scoop it out, and that works well also. Now they have great insulated containers available, similar to the ones that we use for chapati to keep it nice and hot. The same thing can be used for idlis. So if you need to make a couple of batches, you can remove it from here and keep it in the insulated box, and they stay really nice and hot. And of course you want them nice and hot when you're serving them.
That's true. And a couple of other tips. The batter can be frozen. Excellent. Works out really good. And the idlis can, once they're made, they can be frozen. You can just put them in Ziploc bags, or you know, just make sure it's in a freezer bag. Just freeze it, and once you're ready to use them, defrost them, you know, at room temperature or in the refrigerator, and just heat them up, steam them up, either, you know, the old conventional way or just with a little bit of water in the microwave. Excellent.
Right. So these are great, of course, with chutney and sambar. Right. But really, it's meant to be a breakfast item, I know, in the South. But I know I eat it for dinner. And I know a lot of people do that also, because it's such a great, yummy meal. It's nutritious. And with sambar and chutney, it's like a complete meal. And can't go wrong with that.
Absolutely. They look wonderful. So enjoy your idlis and join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding pinch of spice to your life.